Welcome to Dungeons and Chickens, the podcast where chickens fight back.
Woohoo!
Episode 9.
Holidays.
Oh, it's early. I'm sorry.
So, last time, our heroes found themselves on the trail to Brolcog in the Ashen Lands. War has been declared for the against the Steelfist Legion and the Half-Claw tribe, the largest tribe within the Ashen Lands. Knowing this, our heroes made sure to go stealthily through the forest, and they decided that initially it would be quicker to go on a path. So our heroes decided to take the path and managed on the way to find a couple refugee families that are decided to be leaving the conflict, and eventually were confronted with a issue regarding some kind of whistling in the forest. Following this whistle in the forest, our heroes walked into the forest, and Elora heard voices and felt like she was at home. Having this feeling, our heroes came upon a staff found inside of like a sort of clearing that was overflowing with light, with a staff in the middle with an exquisite design. And seizing this new staff, our heroes managed to walk out of the forest and are going to continue down their path or through the forest, whichever they decide of this new episode. So, that being said, you guys are exiting this sort of clearing area. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, let's not forget the tear-jerking moment of Lyris also taking his Oath of the Ancients, just saying.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Very tear-jerking.
So,
no one heard it. I was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. So that being said, what would you guys like to do?
So I guess I think we kind of like at the end of the last episode, we kind of in roleplay we already kind of said we just wanted to get going. What time of day is it right now? Because I feel like we camped relatively recently. I didn't take the whole day.
So it was like very like early in the morning when you guys like made your way, and so I would say you guys it's right about like 10, 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Sorry, not p.m.
Okay, so so it's not like we don't need to camp. So, yeah, I guess we're just going to continue going down the path towards Brolcog.
Yeah. So I believe I mentioned earlier that this travel is going to take 2 to 3 days. So by keeping on your pace, you'll be able to reach Brolcog in a matter of like less than a day, basically.
Sounds good.
So with the day ahead of you, anything you guys would like to do before you guys head out on your continue on the path, or do you guys just want to go ahead and head out now?
No, I think Lyris personally just I'm going to kind of take to the front of the group. So when you're sometimes in a group and you get that one person that's kind of like almost like standing at the door as if to be like, the body language is saying, yeah, come on guys, we're going. That's what Lyris is doing right now. I'm kind of like at the front trying to like, right, let's get going, guys. Yeah, exactly.
So Elora, what are you doing at this point? What is the staff doing at this point? Like, what are you doing with the staff? Are you how are you going to carry it with you?
Oh my god, I didn't even think this far. I guess I'm just kind of holding it, I guess. But she's kind of admiring it on the way. Is it like daytime?
Yes, it's very like it's early in the afternoon. Basically, it's 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay. Well, she kind of looks at the staff like as she's kind of walking along. As it kind of like reflects in like the light, and it looks really pretty and cool. And she's just like she's just in awe of this really amazing like staff that she's got as she's walking along. And she's got a massive smile on her face.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's fair enough. So as you guys manage to like head down on your path more and more, you guys, I mean, considering your walking speed being quite average, unless you guys are really just like sprinting down the path, you guys are going. It's by around, I would say, 5 to 6 o'clock. You guys are making your way down the path, and so you guys are traveling the majority of the day. And Beatrice kind of looks at is kind of like walking next to. So a quick question. So what is your marching order at this point? Like, how do you guys want to walk?
I'll be at the front.
Who goes in what order? Okay, so Weir's at the front. Who wants to go second?
No one wants to walk behind Laris's farts.
Okay, so and then Delilah and her cheery self and Beatrix will be in the back.
Sarcasm.
No, 100%. Why would I ever be sarcastic?
dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
First of all, how dare you? Second of all,
Firstly. So at this point, as it's like reaching kind of it's evening, and Beatrix kind of like walks like right next to Delilah, and she basically says, "So what was that whole like staff deal? Like what was all that? Does this kind of stuff just normally kind of happen?"
don't touch me. um, oh fuck. I'm out of practice now. Oh no.
Oh my god, conversation.
Oh god, I've forgotten how to socialize. Tier 4, what have you done to me? Delilah just she just shrugs basically, and is still sort of ignoring Beatrix a little bit.
Okay, and she's just kind of like, well, I mean, hopefully I get a magic staff then. That'd be kind of cool.
Hey, you already got magic, okay? Don't be greedy.
We gotta pass around the magic. We gotta share it here.
Yeah, I mean, you can freaking, shove us into some kind of weird dimensional rift or whatever, okay? You don't get greedy. You don't need a posh staff as well.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is.
she's kind of like, she walks behind you at this point. She's not really walking by your side. She just kind of like lets you have your space and walks behind you.
Good.
So eventually, as you guys kind of continue walking, basically just as your conversation kind of ends, you guys see what seems to be an assortment of fruits spilled on the ground with a cart spilled on its side. So it's a wooden cart flipped on its side, and the horses have seemed that were carrying the cart kind of ran off. And you see a goblin. You see a goblin next to an orc and the orc has basically a bunch of pigs around him, and the goblin has leather bracers on his forearms, and he has sharp yet unkept teeth and a maroon woven cap on his head. The orc has dark red hair and towering over this 4-foot tall goblin, and seems to be very very muscular and pretty tall. And basically, you guys walk into this conversation, and as you get closer, you can kind of hear them better. You are going to pay me back every last cent for what damage you just caused me. The orc replies, and how do you think you can make me do that, little one? He's like, little one? How about you, Dargonth? You're such a brute and so strong. Why don't you go fight in the war? Oh, right, because you're a coward pig farmer and running away from conflict, and it shows its head.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
And you can kind of see, and you guys see that the orc male kind of basically has like takes it back a few steps, and he kind of just storms off in your direction with his animals. Like he basically walks past you with his animals. So at this point, what would you guys like to go do? And he just walked past you, so the guy with the pigs walked behind you. The goblin is still in front of you.
Can I pet one of the pigs as it goes past me?
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh yeah, okay. I pet the pig.
You just kind of hold out your hand, and it kind of just like you hold it still, and it kind of just walks right past you, and you just pet the pig.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
have to be able to speak a certain language to be able to talk to them?
The pigs, yes.
No, they speak.
Yes, pigs. Like
Pigs.
Yes, I wish to speak to the pigs.
In the Ashen Lands, usually the most common language, as you know, Elora, is Common, Orcish, and Goblin.
Okay.
And so with those languages, those are the most common, but they're speaking Common at this point because usually the other two languages are spoken within species.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. So what would you guys like to go do at this point?
So are we like are we basically at where the goblin is? Like we're basically there?
Yeah, you guys are basically like 5 feet away from the goblin, and the orc with the pigs is basically walking further away from you guys in the other direction.
All right,
Kill
so
the pig.
I'm gonna. Oh God. So I'm going to kind of like increase my pace just to kind of like a bit of a faster walk rather than a jog, and kind of as I'm walking up, go, oh, hello there. I'm sorry to see you've had a bit of an accident. Hopefully hopefully you've exchanged insurance. And I kind of
Mhm.
as I'm kind of saying this, I kind of go up to the cart and put my hands on it, and try to like put it back onto its normal side. I'm sorry for any damages there. How many horses did you have?
He kind of glares at you, and he gives you like a very like blank stare, and so he's just kind of like, I don't need your help. I'm fine.
I disagree respectfully.
I mean nothing by it, sir. I'm not trying to gain any coin. We're just passing by, wanted to help.
We don't need any outsiders' help, thank you.
That's not very PogChamp of you.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. We were just trying to be polite. I'm guessing you're from town.
Correct. If you want to do something help, you can probably go help that orc's feelings.
Aww, it's a cuddle.
I mean, don't mind me saying, sir. You seem to have a bit of an attitude yourself. We're just trying to help you.
I got it. At this point,
Okay,
I
well,
have it handled.
Let's just go.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to turn out that this goblin's like a level 50, like half dragon or something, and if we piss him off too much, we're going to have to go into battle with him. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, Elora's just gonna go up to Lyris and like kind of push him, like, or drag him, and like, let's go. Let's not piss anybody off. I know what people are like here. Let's get out of here.
Whilst like, I'm assuming as a group we're gonna start walking off, but like before we do, I kind of like stop in my tracks for a second and kind of take 2 steps back and almost if to like, you know, when someone's about to end a conversation and they're just about to have a door and then like, and another thing, like
Yes.
in that format, I kind of take a step back and go, you know, with everything going on in the world right now, I think you could probably open up to people a little bit more, mate. You know, we're not all horrible people. Some people just want to help and make things better.
Whatever.
All right, fuck you, mate. You know what? I think I will go see that orc, actually. Mostly because I want to go and pet the pigs.
he gives you a very confused expression. It's like,
I pick up. You said there was a bunch of fruit. What particular fruits are there upon the floor?
like there's like apples and some like there's some peaches and like some other like fruits you don't recognize, and there's like a cantaloupe.
Oh, a cantaloupe. Oh my. Okay, well I pick up an apple and I stick out my tongue at him and I bite it and I kind of run off quite childishly after the orc.
Did you say antelope?
Cantaloupe. It's like a
Cantaloupe.
melon.
Yeah, there's no antelopes on this card.
I was thinking antelope.
Yeah, I just picked up an antelope and just took a bite out of its leg.
Savage.
I turn and follow Delilah. As I walk away, as I'm like following, I get 1 copper piece out of my pocket and flick it towards him. Whether he catches it, I don't really care at this point. And say, "Well, you're not going to put thief to our name. Have a good day, mate." And walk away.
He says nothing, and he just minds his own business.
Cool. He can go fuck himself.
They don't like outsiders here, so I mean, it's within it's within reason, I guess, of their reasoning, I guess.
Hey, I tried to help him. Yeah,
Elora's kind of gonna roll her eyes a little bit and follow because she knows what people can be like around here, so she's already expecting like, you know, mean people, and obviously they're like the two they don't really know this area very well, so they're kind of trying to be all cheery and nice, and she's just like, oh, let's just get out of here, like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, you brought Mr. Rogers to like a bikers club. All right, so you guys said you guys are going to head towards the orc,
which is going in the opposite direction of the town, though, right?
Yeah, but he's like not that far away from you.
Okay.
You can like light jog and you'd be there in like 30 seconds.
All right.
He has like a bunch of pigs, so he's like trying to like, it's like a person walking a bunch of dogs. It's like he's like trying to get them all going one direction. Basically,
hey, it's like that picture of Daniel Radcliffe with like 8 dogs, and he's just walking all like, ah.
Yes, it's like that kind of. So catching up to the orc, you guys see just how tall he is. I would say he is about 7 feet tall.
Lars
So
isn't far
that-
off.
yeah, so you got a bit closer.
Elora and Delilah are fucking 5 foot, 4'11" ish. So we're small.
The vibes are eternal.
Yeah, we're like up to the rib cage.
Yeah, basically. So you guys
Sorry,
kind of
my
catch
hat
up.
will make up
You guys
for it.
kind of catch up to him, and you guys see him basically a few feet away from you. What would you like to do at this point?
Pet the pig.
Just run up and pet a pig. That's the first thing. That's the first thing you're gonna do.
Yeah,
Up to you, but
Hey, I've not really seen pigs all that often either. Not out and walking about. So no, I'm a bit like, oh, kind of cute actually.
ooh.
Ooh.
And so you're gonna go and you basically give the so you basically the pigs are facing away from you, so you're basically petting its back, I guess.
That's fine.
It's
That's
dairy
fine.
area.
Pigs are thick for big back scratches.
All right, awesome. So you go ahead and just pet a pig, and the pig kind of just like turns around and like looks at you, and then it kind of like so it gives resistance to the like the rain. Basically, he's holding on the pig, and basically he's like, he seems to like you.
I like
Let's
him.
keep him. Let's eat him.
No.
As I sort
Wait,
of,
you guys make go ahead.
okay, so as I kind of catch up with Deloria and I'm guessing the orcs.
Deloria?
I said
Delilah.
Delilah. Sorry, Deloria's now part of this. As I catch up and the orcs come away, I kind of go past Delilah petting the pig and go up to him, bit out of breath. We probably jogged a little bit. Oh, you know what's up with short temper over there, eh?
Sure. Wait.
Well, Mal, imagine being that guy. So he basically says, they don't really take too kind in these parts, not here or anywhere. He's typical in this point.
Even still, though, it's not nice to see locals being so negative to outsiders. We're not all that bad.
No, you look fine.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. My name's Lyrus. And I extend my hand. Lyrus Mornshield. Nice to meet you.
Mostly harmless.
Fair. So he says, "Nice to meet you," and he kind of just basically goes and he get a good hand. Like he almost like if you wanted to, he could crush your hand.
Oh,
but
sure.
he can. So he just like, but he gives you a very good shake. Like he kind of like lifts you off your feet for just a second.
Mighty fine handshake you got there, sir. Now, we just wanted to double check that you were okay. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. We stopped for him first. We thought that maybe he was the victim in that transaction, but clearly you probably got the worst end of the stick there. Just want to make sure you're okay. Anything that we can help you with? Hopefully your pigs are okay. They seem to be enjoying Delilah's pets.
Are you on your way to Rokog?
Yeah, we are actually. We're hoping to get there by nightfall.
I have a barn not far from here. If you guys want to take shelter for the night, you guys are basically already there, so it shouldn't be much out of your way if you wanted to.
Aw.
I mean, if you think that we won't make it by nightfall, then yeah, absolutely. We'd appreciate that. It's better than camping.
It's not safe with all the animals out, especially the wolves and such. It's up to you. You guys look capable, and he kind of looks at all of you, but he says, "It's up to you. I just wanted to offer in case."
The wolves, are they quite active in this area? We haven't come across any recently.
Clearly, you're clearly not from this area.
Not myself.
Yes.
No, I'm from a little bit away from here, but not far.
Yes, it's either the wolves that'll get you, or the chimera creatures.
Oh.
Are they regular, or is that something recently turned up?
Well, with the monster attacks returning, I would say it's pretty common.
So you've had monster attacks down this far south as well?
Yes, that's why I carry this. And he basically goes and he pulls out like a great axe. It's as big as your face.
I don't know.
The way that you said that.
I don't want to know where you come from.
It was
It was on his back.
Between his
It was
butt
on his
cheeks.
back.
That was well hidden, sir.
Yes.
Well, it seems,
Vex is like as tall as him, so it blends in.
and I'm sure this little fella will protect you if things get tough, and I kind of pet the nearest pig's head.
They're good company.
I want one.
Better than short stuff over there. Am I right?
How much gold for a pig?
Honestly, not much competition.
I want one.
I love how that's the first thing that Elora has said in this entire transaction. How much for a pig?
5 gold pieces.
Can we get a pig?
I kind of want one as well, yeah.
Can we get a pig, please?
If you want, we can go back to the barn. You can pick your pig if you want.
Please tell me if there's a micro pig. I think I'll scream if there's a micro pig.
No teacup pigs.
No!
He's a farmer. He doesn't have. He like usually kills them, so it's usually just like, what?
No. We'll get a big old pig.
Okay.
Wait, like
Good.
how big can these pigs get? Are they rideable?
I don't know what's the average size of a pig. It's the same in D&D.
Oh.
I
These
mean,
ain't no
what's
special
up with
pigs.
them?
They have wings.
I'm pretty I'm a pretty skinny little person, so you know I could potentially
You could ride it if
ride
you
a
wanted to.
pig into battle.
Yes, you can.
You've got
Oh, there we go.
plan.
Dungeon Master just said I could.
I mean, pigs don't
If
go
you
very
wanted to.
fast, but okay.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, it's not gonna be the fastest or easiest mode of transport, but if you're really intent on it.
I want a pig.
Anyway,
I mean,
Uh,
Get a pig.
so
Do you need shelter? I must get going before sundown. These fellows won't make it past nightfall.
yeah, we'll help you back to it.
Monsters.
We'll help you back to your farm, and we'd appreciate the night stay, and then we'll get to Brolcog on first light.
All right, I'll prepare the barn for you. He says, "Come on, we'll be on our way." And it basically takes about 30 minutes of walking to get like to this. You basically kind of see a fenced off area along with a barn. Basically, it seems to be not like the typical like red barn kind of thing. It's more of just kind of a dull kind of all wood barn, not really painted. It's just kind of there for function, not really for style. And you guys see the Brolcog not even like that far away. You guys basically see its high gates in the distance, along with like a lot of lights keeping it illuminated in the distance. And you guys can see, you guys are basically within viewing distance of it. It's not even that far away. So he kind of like lets the pigs like go. He like basically ushers the pigs into the barn, and you guys can see basically the pigs basically are just kind of like running around. They puts them like in a pen to kind of get them all in one area. He says, "You wanted a pig?" He's like, "Choose one." And so, and so you guys look around, and there is. Let me think. I didn't prepare for types of pigs. I'm gonna look up. Sorry, this is
Pink
kind of
pigs,
meta, but I'm
brown
gonna look up like types of pigs just so I can like tell you what they got.
That's fair.
Do I get to name my pig?
No, you can buy it and call it pig.
I'm gonna
Yes,
Ooh,
pig.
I'm gonna call
All right,
it-
so there's your stereotypical pink. Like there's about 5 pink ones. There is like 3 gray ones. Let's see. There is a couple. I would say about 5 all black ones. There are some that are. There's one that's black, like black pig, but with it has like a like kind of like a brown stripe
Ash.
around it.
Or
Yeah, like
stripes.
a brown stripe like that goes all the way around him.
That one goes faster because it's got to go faster stripe.
There are 3 with spots. There are 3 with that are kind of like a darker tone, a light brown, but with like dark brown spots. There is a kind of like the kind of fox color, like fox coat color, like usually red fox color. There's like that coat color along with dark brown spots.
You could get a ginger pig.
Yep.
Decision to change this series to Dungeons and Pigs.
and then there are 2 all white pigs with spots that make it look like a cow.
I know what I want to call this episode.
Type it, Jack.
Okay. All right, just let me know. All right, so go ahead and so those are the pigs.
Do I want a cow pig?
Cow pig.
I mean,
no, I kind of
so-
want an old black.
Is this you ask us in character or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Lyris just kind of like looks at Elora, kind of like shakes his head almost in disbelief and go, "You have whichever one you want, but you better be ready to walk it and look after it and feed it,
Take care of it.
it's not going to become like dad and dog situation with me and this pig. I mean, we've already got to try and get through this town with no one recognizing you. We're already a bit of an odd bunch together.
Yeah, but they didn't see Elora with a pig before. They won't be expecting to see her
That's
with a
true.
pig now.
I mean, we could try and use the excuse of we're a new set of pig farmers where there's currently more of us than there is pigs. But
Do we look like pig farm?
We're
We
still
will
a
if we have a
startup.
pig.
We're still a startup. We're waiting for our Kickstarter to go.
if we have a
You,
pig,
got,
we can look like it.
you guys will just look like mercenaries with a pig.
Maybe the pig is the most dangerous one of them all.
But yes, all jokes aside, Laura, you get whichever pig you'd like and name it whatever you like. But I will say now, we do have to prioritize ourselves over the pig where possible. We are about to go into a very dangerous place.
Screw the others. I want a pig.
I was expecting this today.
Yeah, me neither. Trust me.
It's like I
Wait,
wasn't
so-
expecting this either.
So which one do you want?
I want a black pig.
All black?
Blue heart, yeah.
Can we say that Saul is currently sitting on the back of that pig as well?
Okay, so you can see basically the
Saul chose it.
orc gentleman basically takes the pig and basically from under basically picks him up like a dog and just puts him on the ground.
Oh my
He
god.
says, and he basically gives you like a rein. He says, "Here, it's complimentary, I guess,
Yay.
Complimentary? I thought you said it was 5 gold.
for the leash. The pig is 5 gold."
Okay. Laura,
Yeah.
I kind of like hint as if like 5 gold.
He
Oh,
holds
yeah.
he holds out his hand.
She runs. No joking. she gives out 5 gold to the guy and says, "Thank you very much."
Nice doing business with you.
Hell yeah.
Elora's having a hell of a couple days. She got a shiny new staff that lit on fire. She got a brand new pig. She's on it.
He basically puts as he's putting like the gold in his like a sort of a pouch on his person. He basically says, "Well, you got to name it."
Call it Uwu.
It's a female pig, for reference.
I was genuinely gonna call it. Oh my god! I can't on the D&D campaign. Come on, Uwu, let's get out of here.
You see, is that what you're calling it? You're calling it Uwu?
No, I couldn't do that.
If
it's
you wanna-
unnamed.
If you want to have time to think of a name, in the meantime, whilst Elora and Delilah are kind of like oogling over this pig, like all excited, Saul's like jumping up and down, whatever. I'm going to turn to the orc and go, right. In all seriousness, for a second, sir, we at first light we are going to be traveling through Brolcog. We intend to get to the Foreboding Bogs as soon as possible. We're aware of the recent rekindle of the war, which is obviously puts a bit of a hindrance in our travels, as well as obviously the locals, as we've found out. Have you been to Brolcog recently?
It was my home for many years.
And have you been there? Have you been there recently since the wars restarted? Have you passed through it recently?
Yes, I stayed there for a little bit. That's how I went and bought these pigs.
I see.
He says,
What's
but
the?
it's
Fun.
currently all of the able males are going out and getting ready for the war, and some of the even more able females are also getting ready for war. It's mandatory that all males serve in the war, and many female orcs must try out for the ability to go to war.
So, what's the sort thinking of our particular wish to pass through relatively untroubled? How is the security there at the moment? Have they all kind of left to go elsewhere for the war, or is it bustling? I mean, what's the chances that a group as diverse as us with a pig is going to get through relatively unquestioned?
You'll definitely be questioned because their security is honestly high at the moment because they haven't fully left yet, and they're on high alert for assassins or spies.
How did the
So
I appreciate we've already met the locals, but how did the guards take to outsiders?
they don't take well, but it's not really their business to keep you out.
Okay.
Well, it's their job, but you don't seem to be doing much wrong, do you?
No, we genuinely have no ill intentions. We're just hit. Yeah, we've got actually we've got a few quests stacked up if I'm honest. But hey, look, you've done us a massive favor by giving us somewhere safe to stay. You've clearly made them happy and kind of like nod over, seeing them again. I'm guessing they're just all jumping around the pig at this point. Is there anything that we can, it's still early in the evening. Is there anything that we can help you with? I kind of look around. Are you here by yourself?
Yes, I have been for many years, apparently. Well, wartime has been rough. Wartime has been rough.
Say no more. I completely understand. Is there anything that we can help you with whilst we're staying here? Anything that will lighten your load a little bit, or would you rather we just keep to ourselves and keep for the night?
You can ask whatever questions you'd like about me if you wish, but I'm not. I'm pretty much an open book. I'm not really. I'm more of a free like spirit at this point in this land. I'm not really out to do too much.
Delilah wants to be nosy.
Sorry, say again, Ray?
If you want, you can.
Sorry. Yeah, Delilah kind of she straightens up from where she's like petting the pig and like giving it, like ear scratches and cheek scratches and giving it some proper love. And she looks up at the orc and she says, "So why aren't you fighting in the war?"
Well, and he kind of sits down. So basically, in this point, he has like a lantern in his hand that basically keeps this whole thing illuminated. He has some already in the barn, but they're basically dim. And somebody brings one that's kind of like lit brightly into kind of the center, and he kind of sits down on this kind of hay bale, and he says, "You can take a seat if you want." It's a long story, I guess. So, and so do you want to sit down? Up to you.
Yeah, I take a seat next to him.
Yeah, Delilah will kind of like sit sort of cross-legged.
Mm-hmm. Same with Elora.
Okay.
Fuck Beatrix.
Yeah, Beatrix is very confused at the moment because there's a pig that got purchased, and now there's this like things are just happening at this point. She's just kind of along for the ride.
She's got to get used to it.
So he basically says, "Well, I used to be an apprentice of a blacksmither. I made this my axe myself. This great axe has brought me much emotion, I can tell you. I used to be part of the Half-Claw tribe, and if you can infer from what I mentioned earlier, every orc male must go fight in any war that they involve themselves in. So, a few years ago, when the Steelfist Legion went and declared war, I was forced to go and enlist in the army and go fight. However, I was eventually expelled by my duties. In the first war against the Steelfist Legion, I met a soldier at the enemy's ranks the day after they lost a charge, and as I had to return home because of an injury I had sustained and had to tend to my own animals, and well, not my animals, but I had to go check up on my master, make sure everything was going okay. And when I went to my own home, I had seen that there was an enemy soldier in my room. When I got home and checked on him, it was a human male who was bandaging himself and was initially frightened and threatened me. Eventually, I convinced him to trust me, and I could tell he was part of the Steelfist Legion based on his armor. And I have never had any ill will from my enemies at the time. They were just doing their job just like I was doing mine. His name was Xander. I didn't realize my feelings at the time, but I loved him. He explained to me that he had to escape because he was behind enemy lines, and it was against the soldiers' intent to be there. And while I was trying to help him escape, they found me trying to escape. They found me trying to smuggle him out. They killed him in front of me and tortured me and asked me about what happened. When I revealed I couldn't kill him because I developed feelings for him, they banished me from the military and set me on the outskirts for the rest of my days. I was never the same since. Since then, I've defected from the military and lived outside the borders of the capital, devoted to a life of pacifism, honestly. So now I'm leaving the capital so that I can avoid being pulled into conflict. And by the looks of you, you are also wearing Steel Fist Legion armor. But I assume you're either a spy or an assassin. Do what you must, though. I'm no hazard to any living thing anymore. I have no information that could be critical to your cause.
I take out my sigil, the one that I described in the last episode, the one that's kind of like bronze with the tree. I kind of hold it in my hand and kind of look down as to be like, hey, look at this, and I kind of look up again. I was Steel Fist Legion. I won't deny that. But I also defected when I was very, very young. I serve a different god now. I follow a different path, and by the sounds of it, we aren't too dissimilar, you and I. All I want for this world is peace, and I respect that not everyone can see eye to eye, but people should be able to leave each as be, and people should just let bygones be bygones, if that's a phrase we use here. I'm not sure if I haven't been this far west before. And yeah, people should just enjoy their own life and not have to worry about others. Seems like you've been through quite a hard time. I'm surprised that some of the stories that I heard as a child about the tribe you used to be part of, the military, I heard some vicious stories from them. I'm surprised they let you go so lightly.
Yes, they only let me free because I was a valiant soldier in the field of battle. I was initially one of the most bloodthirsty on the field. I was a soldier dedicated to my cause, but apparently my feelings is what got in the way of my mission, and I caused my own downfall.
You must be a fair few years older than me then. I was only 12 during that conflict when I managed to escape.
Yes, I'm around. Let's see. He kind of chuckles for a minute, and he looks up. And he says, "I guess 62."
I'm not looking too bad for so I'd have put you in your mid-40s.
You're too kind.
Anyway, well, is there anything you want to know about us? You've shared quite a bit there, and I can tell you now we have no ill intentions for yourself or for anyone in this land. We genuinely just want to pass through. And we're saddened to hear about the conflict.
Well, no matter what side you fight for, I can tell you, do not make the same mistake as me, friend. Do not let your emotions overwhelm you. And make sure to keep your head as clear as you can, especially now with this war. Doesn't matter what side you're on, both will attack you in different ways. War is not something that you can avoid by just staying on the outskirts such as me. They will always involve you, no matter what. And so what I wanted to say is, are you capable? Are you able to pass through here by yourselves as a group and remain strong? Because if so, I wish you best wishes.
I kind of like look to my left at both Delilah and Laura, kind of glance briefly at Beatrix, and stare intently at the pig, and I kind of then look back at the orc. We've been surprisingly through quite a lot for the short amount of time we've been together. I'm quite confident that we can handle ourselves. We've all come from a bit of a tough beginning. but I reckon we can keep ourselves together through what is undoubtedly, you're right, going to be some hard times ahead. We want to try our best to keep our hands out of the war. We have, believe it or not, bigger issues at hand, but I have no doubt that at some point we will have to wade in.
Well, I look forward to hearing about you either way, and make sure to stop by if you can. But for now, I must go, and I have my own home to attend to. But all I can offer you here is some simple bedrolls and some shelter in the barn. It will be quite noisy with the pigs, but if you can withstand it, then you're welcome.
I'm sure we've slept in worse places and noisier places, so we'll be fine. Again, I really do wish to extend my hand if there's anything that we can help you with or anything that we can do whilst we're here before we leave.
Feeding your pigs.
Do let us know, because we will be leaving at first light.
Very well. And he takes one of the lanterns off like the hooks on the wall, and he basically puts the like one of the lantern, the dimmer lantern that was on the wall towards like the center of where he was basically sitting, so you guys have light while you're in here. And he takes the lantern that he had with him and says, "All right, well, if you don't have to come and see me at first light if you don't want to, but good luck on your journey if I don't see you."
And to you too. I never caught your name, sir.
Oh, 1 second. It was up here earlier.
Nice to meet you. 1 second.
My name is Dargonth.
Dargonth.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
What's your name?
Lyris Mornshield.
And he kind of like looks towards the rest of you.
Delilah.
Elora.
Together we make
Beatrix.
Deloria.
Beatrix. And he basically says, "Nice to meet you." And he kind of starts to close the door, and he basically shuts it and locks it, just so you guys, so nothing can come into the barn.
Okay, all right then.
So, and you kind of hear Ake's footsteps kind of walking away. So, what would you guys like to do at this point? Because now you have a pig, basically.
I turn to Elora and thought of a good name yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
What's our new companion going to be called?
Salem.
It's Salem.
Salem.
He lives on.
He lives on. He does. Good old Salem.
For those who are like for those who don't know, Salem is Charlie and Rhea's cat in real life.
Charlie.
All right.
Very happy.
So no, so I'm going to.
Is that why you got the all black pig?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals, and I'm going to look down at Salem and go, "Well, you're part of our little crew now, buddy. If they ever mistreat you, oink twice."
Bruh.
I'm hungry.
I kind of turn to Laura and go, "Promise you to feed them."
Shit. What do pigs eat?
Everything.
Hey Siri.
They eat literally everything. They eat human beings as well.
Hey. There's like grain and stuff. Like, there's stuff like grain in the barn and everything. Like there's like some feed. There's some feed in the barn.
Birds. Can you eat bird? Saul, come over here.
Just hold Saul very protectively.
Saul basically flies. Saul flies to the corner of the barn, basically fluttering at the top so you can't reach him.
Well, I mean, if there's grain in the barn, then it can just eat out of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
And he basically starts eating. Or sorry, she starts eating.
She is called Salem. Oh yeah.
Um,
Salima.
I kind of then like turn to Laura again. Oh well, both of them really. Right, guys, we really should try and get a good night's sleep though. Ideally, we don't want to be kipping in Brolcog. So let's, as I said to the orc, let's make sure we're up at first light. It doesn't look like it's too far from here, so plan of action will be that we should try and leave as early as possible and get through Brolcog and camp on the other side, hopefully. We want to spend as little time there as possible and then kind of like turn to Elora. Because obviously the concern is that we don't want you to be recognised. And with increased army presence, even with them being as busy as they are, it only takes one person to recognise you. It might be worth us considering some form of disguise for you in the morning. But for now, guys, let's try and get a good night's sleep and prepare for tomorrow.
We'll swap clothes. They'll never know.
Sorry.
All right.
I'll take
So,
first
is it-
watch.
And with that, I start
Okay.
to start. I
Yeah,
start
you
to
don't
have
need to
my
take first watch. I mean, unless you guys want to take first. I mean, do you guys want to like watch keep
I
have
mean,
watches
like
in the barn?
I would take watch, especially after hearing that there are wolves and chimeras and things like that. Like Delilah would be nervous and would want to keep an eye out just in case, even if the barn is locked.
Okay. So, Beatrix says, "I can take second watch."
Of course, you fucking could.
third.
I mean, does anybody want to take third watch? It's it's optional if you want to do it or not.
That's fine. I think that they, I think the two of them can handle the night shift between each other.
Well, all right
I'll
then.
get a good night's sleep.
Okay. So, does anyone want to do anything before going to sleep or starting their watch?
Cuddle time.
How long does it's? Okay, 10 minutes. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
The
speak
talk
time.
with animals.
Yeah, it would have been for that first. It would have been
Never
first
mind.
time. I should have spoken to Saul during that time, but it's okay.
Just I wanted to let you know on the spell it says the knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence. So
Yes.
Pigs are very smart though.
I mean, yes,
yeah.
yes. I don't know.
Maybe in real world, but in this world it might be different.
Yeah. So
Pigs different.
I'm gonna need to like pull up their Peg's character sheet. I don't know what that would look like. All right, but anyway, all right. So Beatrix, you can have first watch if you want to roll for a perception check.
You mean Delilah?
Yes.
I got a 9.
All right. There is pretty quiet except for oinks, farts, and pooping.
Nice.
All from Lyra.
Nice. My favorite sounds.
All right. Are you gonna be like, are you just like full attentive on the watch, or are you gonna be like reading a book or something like that?
I'm reading through some of my books and stuff, and through my book of lore, and just kind of brushing up on any knowledge, and seeing if there's anything that I've missed. I've read all of these books like multiple times, but it doesn't hurt to read it again.
Yeah, nothing really catches your eye this time. At least from your first pass through. I'm assuming like you're at like the first section of the book. Since you're like, do you want to start from the middle or something like that, or what do you want to do? Do you want to just like start?
Yeah,
from scratch?
I'll just like open it up randomly.
Okay, so I mean nothing really picks up your knowledge that you haven't seen before, at least this time.
Mhm.
All right. Next up, we're going to have Beatrix's watch. Natural 20. Nothing catches her eye either. All right. I mean, that's a pretty boring watch, but anyway.
Yeah, we're in a locked barn. It's pretty chill. Pretty chill.
Yeah. So with that being said, you guys all basically wake up at around. You guys went to sleep, I would say, at like 9 maybe ish.
We wanted to be up at first light, so whatever time that is.
Yes, you guys probably went up early. So honestly, you guys got up like 5, 6 o'clock. So
Cool.
With that being said, does anybody want to how you want to start your morning routine? Since like he's basically a farmer, he wakes up like basically earlier than you guys, so he already unlocked the barn for you.
Oh, that's nice of him.
And so he's kind of like you can kind of like hear him like while you're like half asleep, kind of just like shuffling around and doing stuff with the pigs, basically going and just like feeding him and stuff like that for the day.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna kind of put the bedroll away. Although whilst it's still kind of like half out. I'm gonna take one knee on it so it's a bit comfy for the knee, making sure I have good knees for the future.
Gotcha.
And just gonna close my eyes and say a few quiet words of prayer.
Okay. With that being said, does anybody else want to do anything else before we go?
Not really. I think Delilah's just she's still waking up. I don't know how, considering we're in like deep forest kind of area, I don't know kind of like the look of the sunrise, like whether I can see it or whether I can just see like the sky starting to lighten and is that?
Yeah, so it rises. So based on your location, it rises to your right, basically away from the city. So it's to your right, basically. So if you walk outside the barn, you can see the sunrise, basically.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, Delilah will leave the barn. If she makes eye contact with the orc who I've unfortunately forgotten the name of, then she'll like politely nod at him, and she'll sit underneath a tree and just watch the sunrise.
Yep, he minds his own business, carries on with his work. All right, cool. And Elora, what do you want to do with you and Salem this morning?
Morning belly scratches.
Awesome.
For you or for Salem?
For both. She scratches my belly while I scratch hers.
Two-way street.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So Beatrix kind of is like, while you guys are doing everything, she kind of like looks over at you two, Elora and Salem, and just kind of is like, this is so weird. And she goes and just basically goes and walks outside, and she was like, she walks up to Delilah, and she's, can I sit here? Is a seat taken?
Oh.
Delilah.
I'm so sorry. I was pressing the wrong fucking button. I'm sorry. Delilah looks at her and just kind of like sort of shrugs and inclines her head to say like, yeah, fine, I guess.
I've always liked the sunrise. Ever since we saw the ever since we've escaped, basically. Ever since we've both gotten out, missed the sunrise, honestly.
It's my first time seeing it when I escaped.
Yeah, it gets pretty dull through the stained glass window for the 50th time.
Just a smidge.
And she just kind of like remains quiet and just kind of like.
Can I just walk out like in between this awkwardness and be like, right, are we all ready to? Are we all ready to start going? I do want us to get moving quickly. Especially now we have a pig to lead on as well, just in case he gets a bit slow.
You're like my dad when we want to go on holiday and he's like, right, we got to get to the airport 5 hours early. Yep. I'm like, oh.
All right, team, let's go.
But yeah, so I kind of like hustle everyone about and kind of get us going.
It's stop with the cuteness. Let's go, Salem. Come on, let's go. All right. So I'm assuming everybody, Elora, I assume, not really wanting to, but gets up and leaves with Salem.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I assume we were said earlier, you're gonna be the one taking care of this pig. So do you want to be the one like holding him all the time? Holding her all the time?
Wait, say that again. Sorry, my brain just went like, hello.
Do you want to be the one that basically like keeps hold of her the entire time?
I mean,
so
if
that she doesn't like
wanna.
Yeah, like. I mean, do you guys want to? It's up to you.
I mean, yeah, we can. If Delilah is fond of Salem as well, I guess we could both like walk her sometimes. But I'll keep a hold of her for now.
Beatrix, although it seemed like this is like so weird, gives scratches to her as well.
Yes.
Awesome. So you guys managed to go and leave the farm of Dargonth and make on your way to the path. it takes about you guys about an hour to. It takes you like about 30 minutes to like leave and get back on the path, and it's about another like 30 minutes until you guys actually like reach the town.
So we're actually reaching Brokog.
Yeah, like you're actually here now. It's like it's already like 6 o'clock now, I would say. So you're like there fresh as day. So you guys arrive at the city gates. And so what would you guys like to do at this point? Arriving at the gates.
How close are we to the gates?
About 20 feet.
Okay, so they can guards can clearly see us.
Yes.
Fuck.
Can we stop
I mean,
before?
you can walk back. Yeah, if you want
turn.
to.
Just start backing up. Like, hang on a second.
Yeah, we probably would have stopped. Yeah, we would have probably stopped well before sight of the guards to get ready.
Cool. All right, so yeah, you can go ahead and do whatever you want.
We're just trying to bend or something.
Yeah, there's just like one really skinny tree, and we're all just trying to hide behind that and looking. I'm sorry that I can't quite remember. Elora, are you wearing like a cloak?
I've got a white cloak, I think, haven't I?
Yeah.
I think it's white, yeah.
Okay, that's going to be pretty. I mean, that will. But a white cloak would probably draw someone's eye, right?
I mean, maybe. Would it attract people if I have a white cloak, or is that kind of like a common cloak color?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because like when I think of cloaks, I think of like, you know, dark browns or blacks or like really dark greens or something. But with whites, I'm just thinking like usually when I think of white colors, I think of like, you know, paladins and clerics and things, and like kind of like holy magic, I suppose. In that, like, you can't really hide with a white cloak.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So my suggestion as Delilah is to swap our cloaks and hat, basically, so that it's me who's drawing attention and not you.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Sure. I mean, they're probably the best option. I really cannot afford to be seen or recognized.
Well, how about this as well? Because I'm concerned if any of us aren't wearing local clothing, we could, you know, any of us could be questioned. Elora, can you think of any like high-ranking families or any names that would be respected enough to be left alone? My idea being, why don't we kind of cover you with the hood, like, you know, cover your face, keep you in the center of our group, and maybe we could tell a bit of a white lie that maybe that we've been hired by, you know, some form of relatively high status family. You know, maybe we could say that you're a distant cousin or something, that we're you know, transporting you to safety during the war, and that, you know, that we shouldn't be, our travel shouldn't be interrupted or something like that. I mean, we look like mercenaries, so why, you know, people might pay us to transport someone.
I mean, brain. I don't really remember any like names, I guess. Drivens, help me. I do have a spell that's called Alter Self, where I can literally change my appearance for an hour.
For an hour, okay. I mean, Drybone, I'm sure you can tell us how long would it take to replicate through Broilcog? I'm assuming me or Elora would know, either me from. Actually, I wouldn't know because I've never been here before. But would Elora know how long it would take to get through?
It's a big town.
Yeah, just look pretty.
3 hours. Okay. Like to walk through the busy streets of Brolcog, basically, and because it's wasn't really constructed to be this amazing thing. It's a pretty busy marketplace throughout, and it's with heavy crowds and with everything, and you're trying to walk the entire way. Like 3 hours, I would say.
Okay, well, we can maybe we can keep that as a backup plan, Laura. If you know, if it's going to be hard to. It's going to be hard to talk about it in the moment, but should a guard be about to take off your cloak or force you to, you can alter yourself just prior into a local, maybe someone that you've seen in the town 5 minutes prior or something, so that you're not yourself. But I think that should be a backup plan rather than an all right, sorry, rather than from the beginning. Maybe damn, I'm trying to think. There must be some. I mean, we could just make up a family and hope that they believe it. But I was hoping that maybe we could find out a high status family that we could pretend you to be part of. I mean, can we? Is there a role that we could potentially do to know?
Yeah, so, like, history check
Like
or something.
again, keep in mind. I know we're 9 episodes in, but keep in mind, Drybos, that we are new to D&D. Like, if that's something that we would normally have to roll for to, like, I appreciate that Elora doesn't know. Although Elora is from this area, she doesn't. She can't. We don't want to. We don't want. We don't want to start making stuff up that it's meta. Like, let us know if it's a role that we should do for it.
Okay. So I would say if you want, who's the one that wants to like search their mind for noblemen?
Elora would know. Elora's the only person that would know.
Yeah, I mean, I might know a little bit just going by how many books I've read, but Elora is definitely the most likely to know.
Or roll history.
Nice.
Okay, so that like in the back of your memory, there are some people that are well known throughout, like the Ashen Lands. Your family is pretty high up there originally. I would say another name that's well known is the Woodway last name from Bleerin, because he did visit Brolcog and your father for a while, and he did have a wife long ago that passed away, Brethra Woodway.
Oh, why don't we just use Beatrix?
I mean, that is actually a very good shout, but my issue being is going back to our original issue, is that I don't think we'll be questioned too much on our mission. Hopefully, especially if we mention Woodway, I'd like to think that we'll be left alone. The issue is if they ask to reveal Elora's face, if we're covering her, they might, I'm not sure if they're gonna check our ID or anything.
Surely Beatrix could just say anything, considering she's Argonon Woodway's squeeze at the minute.
I mean, actually, why don't we? Okay, how?
Well, she's dead. Well, she's dead, but Well, okay. Well, not like I thought you were talking about the wife.
No, we're talking about Beatrix.
No, Beatrix. Yeah. Yeah, she's not dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this then? And I kind of turn to Beatrix. You're currently under the command of the Woodway family. Why don't we say that you've been sent on a mission to take Elora, and we can give Elora a fake name, to a place of safety during this war. We'll just say somewhere east. We won't have to mention names. We can say that it's it's so secure that we're not allowed to talk about it. Elora, you keep yourself cloaked, and we can use the threat of the Woodway family to basically say that we're not supposed to disclose who it is, almost like it's a private transport, and we can say that myself and Delilah are hired mercenaries for extra protection.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm.
Do I get to choose a new name? Pog.
Well, you can't choose Salem.
No, I was
Selima.
It's gonna be Mrs. Uwu.
Mrs.
Wait, yeah, we've still got to have like an excuse about why we have a pig following us around too.
Extra food.
Or we can say it's the royal. It's the Woodway family pet that's also being transferred to the secure location.
Maybe it's the pig that's actually the very important pig. The pig is the VIP that we're escorting to safety. It is forbidden to look upon the pig herder's face.
Oh
no. Sorry.
Okay, so Beatrix, are you okay with this plan?
Yes, it's fine.
I mean, if it gets us to the Foreboding Bogs quicker, it's gonna help us get that seal off your back.
Whatever it takes me there quicker. So yes.
Okay, well, Elora, Firstly, I kind of like. I'm trying to look around you. Does that cloak of yours have a hood?
Yes.
Are we swapping cloaks, or are you keeping with your white one?
I don't know. Are we swapping? Would that be a good idea? What's your opinion, Lyris?
I mean, whichever one's gonna draw the least attention. So,
Yeah, we'll swap cloaks then.
all
All
right.
right then. All right. Oh, it's warm.
All right. So,
Oh, it's hidden stash. Oh,
okay. So here's the plan, guys. Elora, you keep your head down. You stay next to Salem, and you act. I know. I know that you can happily fend for yourself, but you act innocent. You act as if you're someone who needs protecting. Beatrix, you go always stay behind Elora. Make sure that there's no one there about to rip a hood off or anything. I'll take the lead at the front. If let me do the talking if anyone questions our motives, and Delilah, you be between me and Elora, or maybe to the side. And again, just keep an eye out for anyone that's. Our main mission here is to get through here without anyone noticing Elora and knowing who she is. So make sure that anyone that's staring at her for more than 5 seconds is a suspect in my eyes.
sounds like a plan.
Now, lastly, Elora, you're the one that's obviously raised the concern that you might be recognised. Is there anything you can tell us before we go in here? Anyone that we should be on the lookout for? Anything that you think that we should be wary of from that? Anything we should be keeping an eye out for, or could it literally be anyone?
Give me a second. Anyone that is associated with the Light Mother, the religion, we should keep a very long distance of them because that is the religion that my father is a bishop in.
Okay.
And yeah, anyone with the last name Elora as well.
Wait, the Light Mother? Like that?
That's what you said.
Like that batshit crazy group of people that follow her?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, Elora, we're like twins, you know?
That's very concerning.
Uh-huh.
Why is that, Beatrix?
Well, the people that follow the White Mother are usually nut jobs, and obviously she's not, but if her father is, that might raise some concern.
He's crazy.
Yeah, it's
And
basically like
that's-
anybody from our church.
And that's why we're taking every precaution we can for them not to spot Elora.
I will warn you, the followers are very dedicated.
Mhm.
I came upon them a few times. They are very, what's the word I should use here? Very meticulous in how they do things, and if they suspect something from someone, they're gonna do everything in their power to find out.
Is there any way to spot one of these followers? Is there any symbols or clothing that they would wear? Is there any way to kind of spot them out of the crowd?
White cloaks with, let me think here. Some of them have tattoos of the White Mother symbol, which is mainly in an orb of light, like this. It looks like the sun with like two hands holding it from beneath, and that if you see that on a person, they're usually marked by. They call themselves marked by the White Mother. But
Okay.
those are like the main signs. Otherwise, I think Elora will be a living detector of them because she has plenty of experience dealing with them.
And I again cast Speak with Animals. And I turned. Where's Saul currently? He's on your shoulder, Rhea?
Yeah, he's just sitting on my hat.
I turned to Saul and say, if you can, you take to the skies when we're in the main town, and keep an eye for above. If you see any persons in white cloaks, come down and you tell Delilah. Is that doable?
Can Saul say "fuck you" and then fly away? 'Cause that's all that he can say.
Saul turns his head sideways and just kind of like, says "fuck you" and then goes up.
And then whilst obviously that lasts for 10 minutes, so I also turn to Salem and go, and remember, wink, wink, and wink at him. At her, sorry.
He says, "Oink."
Cool.
That's it.
And with that, I kind of nod to everyone as if to be like, right, that's plan. And I guess unless anyone else says anything else, we'll turn and start walking towards the guards.
I'm so done with murderous churches in my life, honestly.
I've had it up to here.
Yeah.
with clergies trying to be evil.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Another clergy is evil. Here we go.
I'm so goddamn used to these cults by now.
All right, deep breath in, deep breath out, people. Let's go.
Oh, my
All
father's
right.
name is Lance, by the way, if you wanted to know, just in case you hear someone say Lance Elora, then that is my father.
Nice.
That's good to know. Oh, and sorry, Laura. What? Okay. Look out for Lance. What's your fake name gonna be? It's gonna be Woodway. Is gonna be your last name.
Fuck.
Fuck Woodway. Let's go.
What was I looking at for pick names?
I mean,
you had
Raina.
Jinx. Oh,
Rainer Woodway.
Raina Woodway. Let me write that down.
Okay.
Lovely. In which case, guys, let's march on. Again, the idea being here is we want to try and get through as quickly as possible. We're not going to make any stops unless absolutely necessary, and let's try and get through. We'll camp on the other side, and hopefully then we're not going to be too far from the Foreboding Bogs to finally start ticking off some of these quests that we've got, because we've got quite a few right now. And with that, I turn around and start walking and hope they're following me.
yeah.
All right, so what's the marching? What's the march? No, just can you repeat that for me?
Absolutely
just
fine. Yep.
marching
So
order.
it'll be me at front.
Okay.
Delilah directly behind.
Gotcha.
Then with Elora and Salem in 2x2.
Yep.
With Beatrix directly behind, and Saul presumably either on Delilah's shoulder or slightly in the air already. I'm not sure if he's taken flight yet.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Noted. So, you basically see two like stoic guards. They're managing the in and out of people, and you kind of see in front of you one of the guards is kind of like, "You think you can come in here with fake and stolen goods? Get the fuck out of here!" And he picks him up and like starts choking him, and then just basically just chucks him. He just like chucks him along the path that you're walking, and he kicks the cart, and he basically flips it over.
Wait,
he says, "No, this is not the goblin."
Oh,
damn it!
No, this is a different. This seems to be a different goblin that does not look the same.
Okay.
You guys just wanted revenge. You guys just wanted to see him beat up.
He was so rude.
Mama.
He was walking in the opposite direction.
Okay.
But
Coward.
so basically, you guys come up and you basically see the goblin. It's like, "Man, fuck you!" And he goes and he's trying to like flip over the cart, and he's trying to like put the goods back on his cart. You guys are gonna walk towards him. Not him, the guards. I meant.
As we're kind of getting closer, obviously these guys are in my sight. I take out my coin of all seeing and give it a good old flick.
Okay,
Please.
I'm gonna DM you, Charlie. So,
yep.
But here, 1 second.
I can say now that going as we kind of are walking up.
Who are you planning on looking at with your coin flip?
I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing the two guards and the goblin are all in my vision because we're walking up to them. So presumably I'd see all three.
Okay. Yep. I just DM'd you for both.
Cool.
So if you want to mute yourself and tell that you're recording.
Oh yes, very good point. Very good point. Obviously, Ria, you do not hear any of this. But yeah, the DM has just said that the goblin is red, the guards are grey. All right, we're back. So as we're walking up, even though it seems a little bit against, Lyris's Laris's instincts to want to help someone is very, very strong right now. You know, Laris is fighting his good-willed nature to want to help this goblin and, you know, flip over the cart and stuff, but, you know, realizing that that's not how a protective, you know, if Laris kind of understands that the backstory that we're going to be using, you know, if there was a high risk protection escort going on, they're not going to stop to help someone on the side of the road. So I kind of completely walk past the goblin, and up to the guards. Yeah, up to both of the guards, and
it's at this point you notice that there are archers on top of the wall, and they have line of sight on all of you. So they're pointing their bow and arrows, but they're pointing their bow and arrows and crossbows at you. Just wanted to let you guys know.
Oh, thanks.
And there are 2 guards basically guarding the gate, and it seems like there are more behind the wall in case you were thinking about jumping him or whatever. So, that being said, you said you guys are going to walk up to the guards?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your form of identification?
I am not under any duress to pass you my identification. I'm sworn to secrecy by the Woodway family. We are here escorting a high-value member of their family to a secure location. They demand our free passage through. Do not delay.
Do you have any proof that you represent the Woodway family?
I'm not under any duress to provide that to you. You can either let us through, or you can deal with Mr. Woodway himself. Is it? It is Argonin, isn't it?
Argonin, yeah.
You can deal with the Argonin Woodway himself.
Can you roll an intimidation check?
11.
Can I be glaring over his shoulder at this time as well?
No. What is your mission for Mr. Woodway?
Escorting high risk family member. We're getting them away from this war to a secure location, which I cannot disclose. It is of
which family member?
I'm not allowed to disclose that. It's why as you can see, my companion back there is hooded for their own protection. They are to be hidden. If you wish, I can send if you wish, I can send my raven to Argon and Woodway right now, and they can bring back some form of message if you so wish. But if you want to then be answering to why we've been delayed by 2 days, that's on you.
Well, and he kind of gestures over. He kind of like gestures towards someone. He says, "Very well." He says, "I hate you." Some guards kind of like walk in front of him. He says, "What equipment are you bringing in?" He says, "These men are going to search you."
They can search as much as they want. The weapons that we carry are for protective purposes, and you will not be removing them.
I'm trying to. Let me think about what they would do at this point. He says, "Okay, sir, with all due respect, this will be a quick check. If you're as innocent as you claim, this will only take a few seconds."
You may search every one of us except for our package. Package, shush.
Shush package is like backhand slap. Backhand slap.
You may not search the person we are transporting. It has been forbidden by Argon and Woodway. Even I do not know their true identity or what is on them. But you have my word that they will not be out of our sight. We are passing through and through only. We will not be staying.
Okay. So you guys the guards go and they go search you. They're going to be searching you one by one. So first up, we have Lyris. Lyris, they basically go, and you have a kind of on your armor. They kind of like look on you and they see what kind of weapons you have. They see your great sword. They see your shield. Nothing kind of out of the ordinary. Although one of them kind of like says and stops for a moment. Says, "Is that Steel Fist Legion armor?"
Yes, Mr. Woodway apparently paid top dollar for it. It has been loaned to me for my protection for this mission. I wouldn't dare wear. I wouldn't dare wear this armor if I wasn't paid to.
Can you roll a persuasion check for me?
Sure.
With here, okay. Let me think. Okay.
I'll say now.
Yeah,
I rolled a 20, and even if you said with a disadvantage, it's still a 14.
Yeah, I was gonna say with advantage, but it's
In which case,
moot.
20 anyway.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna say
natural.
with advantage, just because I think with like everything that's going on, I think that they kind of like notice Beatrix that you get an advantage is very well. And he kind of says, "Can I see a piece of it? I've always wanted to see a piece of Steel Fist Legion armor if it's as tough as they seem."
And yeah, I pull out one of the well, surely the armor is what I'm wearing, so that's a weird question. But I pull out one of the iron
bracers. He wants to see like a piece of your the piece of your armor that's kind of like I don't know.
Oh yeah, I kind of like extend my arm, kind of turning it, showing kind of like my the inner section of my arm. Yeah.
And he kind of just pulls out like a knife and just goes to scratch it and doesn't scratch. He says, "Impressive." Anyway, keep searching.
Anywho.
And all right, next up is going to be Delilah.
Oh.
So Delilah, I believe you have a cloak on, but you're wearing Aurora's cloak, so it's white this time, correct?
Yes.
And if I'm also correct in assuming that this cloak is bigger than you, because it's not your size, so it's a bit drapey.
Well, Elora and I are the same height.
The exact same?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. All right, so they're like, "What weapons do you have on you?" And they say that while they're searching you or whatever, and they say like they're kind of like trying to identify what you have on you.
I'm sure that you'll find out soon enough.
And they kind of look and they see in the bag or whatever, and they see like a lot of shiny like gold and everything. And they're kind of they're just kind of like carrying a lot of money.
Is it a crime?
I butt in at this point.
I totally forgot about the fucking candlesticks.
I butt in at this point and say, "We've been paid half up front. Do you really want to question it at this point?"
You're paid in candlestick holders and cups.
These are worth more than your house, mate.
Okay, and they kind of like, "Forgive me."
Maybe
they kind of put your cloak back, and they kind of just they did glance at your book for a minute, like the book you had, but I mean, and then they go and they notice they walk by and see Elora in the cloak or whatever, and they see the person's draped, and then they see on the leash they have like a pig next to her, and they're kind of like, "What's the pig for?"
Entertainment.
I get hungry.
Can you do a trick?
No, it's just cute to look at.
Maybe you should teach them some tricks. And they just keep and they just get all
piss off.
Maybe you should piss off.
Maybe you should mind your own business.
And they go now there I have Beatrix and they see like basically what she's wearing. She's wearing like a very like at this point kind of dirtied like dress that has like kind of it's bloody on the back because of the the spell that's been burned onto her, and they kind of see and they kind of look at the been in I don't know like a fight, have you? And she says, "Yes, we had to fight some chimeras on the way here." And they said, "Okay, well, I'd be careful, I guess, then." He says, "Don't worry, I'm already thinking ahead." And then they kind of like, "All right." And they're clear. And so and then he says, and then kind of like the guy that met you at the gate initially said, "Very well. Open the gates," and the gates kind of just like open up, and you guys are able to walk through.
Just as we're kind of like just about to walk off, I turn to the guard. "What's your protocol on recording ins and outs of this town?"
We report every day who traveled in and out. What is your once again? What is your name? If you're traveling under the discretion of Mr. Woodway.
My name is
Yes.
sorry, I'm just finding where. My name is Alwyn. You do not need to know my last name. And then I take one. I take 1 gold out of my pocket, and I have it tucked in my thumb as I put out a handshake. Yeah, going with the handshake toward this guard. Say, as from regards of Mr. Woodway himself, keep us off the records. The less people that know we're traveling through, the quicker we'll be out, and the more protected our cargo will be. Yes, your cargo now. And I extend my hand with the gold coin, and as I say that,
These are not the joys you're looking for.
He meets your handshake. Welcome to Brolcog, Mr. Alwyn.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you guys basically at this point, I said it's around 6 o'clock, and with that search, you guys are only a few minutes, I would say halfway through 6 o'clock, 6:30 now. So you guys walk in, and the only people things are just starting to kind of pick up. So you see the bakeries are kind of going, and there's kind of although it's just kind of a more, I don't know, it's kind of like a civilized, uncivilized city kind of thing. So it's kind of like a marketplace, and there's basically all kinds of foods being cooked by all kinds of, and maybe orcs and goblins are managing their own businesses. You can see that the goblins mainly manage the businesses, while orcs are mainly kind of the hands that work at every single thing. Anything that requires labor, it's usually the orcs that do it, while the goblins are usually the ones that kind of haggle and bargain and everything, and usually the shop hands and the shop heads of these shops. And as you guys are kind of heading through, you kind of hear the hustle and bustle, and you kind of can see as you guys kind of walk through, there is kind of some whispers and some kind of hush talks as you kind of hear sorry, it's kind of hard to hear, but who's that? Who's that? It's quieter than this, but I have to say it loud for the mic to pick it up. It's like who's that? What are they doing here? Man, they're just kind of weird, aren't they?
Bit rude,
they're outsiders. What are they doing here? You can kind of hear that among the talking and everything. You kind of hear some whispers along those lines. Is there anything you guys want to do?
No, we are gonna walk on. As Lars walk in, he's keeping quite a stern face. He kind of wants onlookers to kind of see authority. He wants people to see them and think important. So he's keeping a very stern face. Doing as bodyguards do. One finger to the ear, looking across who's looking. No, I'm kidding about the finger thing. But he is
president.
Get that sniper.
He is kind of looking around, trying to catch eyes, keeping close ranks to Delilah behind me. But we are walking through with purpose.
Okay. And as you're doing that, Elora, can you roll a perception check for me?
Mm-hmm.
Roll.
So
Nice.
17.
Okay. So with the 17, you see a cloaked white figure in the far distance. So along the street, you guys see that this figure is talking with what seems to be a goblin. And they're kind of haggling. They're he's about 20 feet away from you, but since you're looking pretty eagerly for them, it stands out pretty like a sore thumb.
Did you say it was in front of us?
Yeah, 20 feet in front of you.
Lyrus, ahead of us.
I mean, I'm probably not going to hear you, but Delilah's in front of you.
Oh yeah. Delilah. Straight ahead of us, there's a white cloaked person, thingy man.
Delilah slows her walking just a little bit, and she has a she's like always holding her quarterstaff sort of like as almost like a walking stick. Well, at least she was before we came into Brockhog. Now she's kind of holding it as if ready for a fight. She kind of lightly taps Lyris's like wrist with it, just kind of like discreetly, to kind of signal to him that we're slowing down for a second.
And yeah, with the little tab icon, I slow down.
Yeah. Wait. Are you looking at me, or are you just looking straight ahead?
I'm kind of slowing down, looking over my shoulder, as if to be like, "Yo, why you whacking my shoulder with a stick?"
Normally, it's out of annoyance. I kind of I assume that his peripheral can see me, and I sort of incline my head to ahead of us.
And do I see the white cloak person as well?
Yep, pretty obvious.
Let me think.
Are we going through just a straight kind of stall, a straight street? Are there alleys or anything that we can cut through to our left or to our right?
It's like pretty much a straight up marketplace. There's not really much place for an alley. Like any alley like is like space between booths, and even then it's really obvious if you're in between a booth.
So there's nothing. There's no like, I don't know, buildings that we can sort of cut through or anything like that. Then it's just straight up like this is a plaza basically with no other way out.
Correct. It's basically straight. I mean, the plaza does have split off roads if you want to take like a right or whatever. Like you can weave throughout through the booths or whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
I kind of like lean my head over to the lean my head over. So I'm not actually turning round, so it's not obvious like that anything's being planned. But I'm kind of like walk forward, turn my head a little bit, and go, Delilah, you take the lead and you walk on. I'll be back with you guys shortly. Okay.
Okay.
And with that, I kind of like walk a little bit faster, just to kind of break away, obviously, from the group. Kind of walk a little bit diagonal. I'm presuming that there's quite a hustle and bustle of people.
Yes.
Orcs and goblins.
Correct.
Okay. You tell me, Mr. DM,
okay,
which NPC in my vicinity is carrying the most amount of stuff?
That would be an orc who's carrying probably a couple crates of unknown like source of what it's holding, and that's walking along the side with its back facing away from you. Like so he's facing away from you is what I'm trying to say. His back facing away from you is towards you. So yes, his back is facing away from you.
So what I'm going to do is, I kind of increase my pace and Lyris kind of acts as if he's in a hurry to go somewhere to my right and kind of jumps in front of him, purposely so that the orc is going to walk into me. Well, I nudge him as well. I have the full intention of cutting in front of him so that he trips over. Dropping the crates.
Okay, so go ahead.
And as that happens, as presumably the crates drop or whatever, I, with a very over the top voice, is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, his leg is broken.
I'm so sorry, sir. Let me help you with that, guys. Clear some room. Give us a bit of space to pick all this up. I'm so sorry. And basically, if it's not obvious, I'm causing a bit of a distraction.
Make a performance check, please.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. 18.
So you run into him, and he kind of like, what the hell? And it's basically. So go ahead. What would you like to do? I mean, you basically said it, but go ahead. We're walking through the moment now.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just trying to nip over there. I didn't see you for a second. I'm so sorry. Let me help you with your things. I'm sorry. Don't worry, everyone. We're all okay. Don't worry. No one's hurt. No one's hurt. As I'm kind of like looking around, I'm trying to basically peacock at this point. I'm sorry. Was there anything? What were you carrying? And kind of like I'm start gesturing as I'm like picking up the crates.
Flour.
Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry. Hopefully none of it's spoiled or spilled out at all. Where were you heading? And I kind of like again I'm raising my hands. I'm being very very large about this. Where were you taking this flour? Is it somewhere that I can take it with you? I mean, it looks like quite a few crates. Can I get some more help around here, guys? Come on, let's help them get this delivery quicker.
Why are you wearing Steel Fist Legion armor?
Oh,
Are
you a spy?
No, I stole. Hey, stop laughing. I stole it off a soldier. Would you say no to it?
Make a persuasion check.
I mean, let's be honest. If you were a Steel Fist Legion soldier, then you wouldn't be doing anything idiotic like walking into people.
I mean, I'd like them to think that, but anyway, I'm not gonna. That's a bit meta for me to say.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking it.
I stole it off a soldier that was dead in the battlefield. Would you not take this armor if it was available? It's better than the shit they sell around here.
And you rolled a 10. What's your name? Your full name?
Alwyn Woodpay.
Okay. So he says, I haven't seen you around here, Aldwin.
Yeah, it's because I've been fighting off in the war. I've been stationed ages away from here. I'm only here just I've been given a bit of a break.
Are you hired help?
Hired help? I mean, no.
Yes.
I've been living here for years. I just haven't visited this town before. Is that a crime now? Look, I'm sorry that I bumped into you, but I'm just trying to help now. Again, I'm keeping my voice high. I want people to hear this ruckus.
Okay. So let me try and think here.
Look, I'm really sorry. I didn't see you there. I just want to help now. Believe me, I hate wearing this armor, but hey, you got to admit it's good stuff.
Mouth's getting pretty dry at this point. I agree. Listen, help me pick these up.
Of course. Guys, clear a bit of room. Give us space to pick this up. And yes, I kind of lean down and start picking up.
And throughout this kind of talk, this entire conversation, you can see that the person dressed in white looked in your direction, looked away, and then walked away. You can take that as you will.
At this
and
point,
then
go on.
And then basically you're just kind of helping the orc pick up, I assume.
Yeah, I help help him pick up his things, and kind of at the point that we have picked it up, again I take out 5 copper. I'm going to take that away from my thing right now. I take away 5 copper and place it kind of on top of now his crates that he's now carrying. Again, I'm so sorry for the disturbance. Enjoy your day. And then suspiciously walk in the direction that I wasn't going originally. I'm now going to kind of at quite a hasty pace walk on, presumably where the others have been walking.
Yeah, whilst this is happening, I'll just say that I've been kind of like leading Elora and Beatrix kind of like, they're much slower through the crowds and just kind of making it look a little bit like we're sort of window shopping in a way, but still keeping like a watchful eye out and like standing directly in front of Elora so that no one can ever like see her face or anything.
Okay. And while Lyris was making this distraction, I'm going to say Elora and Delilah and Beatrix, you guys all kind of hear in, as you see on the right side of the street, you guys hear that there is what looks like a halfling woman talking oddly to a human woman, which is very interesting in the land of like this, in this city, because it's mainly orc and goblin, but they're both kind of speaking to each other, and they seem to be friends. And the halfling woman is speaking very loud, and she's saying, "We don't have enough people for the job. We need more to cover our own asses." And the other woman says, "Come on, that's nonsense. You know we can do it by ourselves." And then
Side quest.
and so is there anything you guys want to keep walking?
Yeah. I mean, my only priority right now is keeping Elora safe and hidden, basically. And I feel like going up to, random people, hearing their conversation, like it's not going to serve us well at all. So.
Okay. So you just continue walking forward.
Yeah, sort of like a slow pace so that Lyris can catch up.
And along this kind of, you see along the road, there is like there's still more people kind of like walking through the street. It seems pretty bustling still. Lyris, at this point, you're probably gonna start catching up to them, and you hear the same halfling woman talking about the same thing that they were hearing about.
Literally, like, do I hear basically the same conversation?
You hear, for you hear, we can't do this on our own. Okay, we need more hired hands. Okay, we need more time, and we have the money. We can support having more people on the job. That's what you hear.
Okay, so as I'm kind of walking past, and I hear that again. Yeah, I'm guessing even Lyris would be, slightly surprised by the fact that this is a halfling and a human. I'm going to, this piques Lyris's interest. I'm going to kind of like veer over at quite a pace. Okay, let me think how I'm going to approach this. Give me a second. I'm trying to think of the best.
Carry the 1, divide by 0.
Yeah, exactly. Calculated. What? Remind me what was it? Light Mother was the religion called?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go up to him and go. Hi, my name's Alwyn. I couldn't help but overhear you potentially needed some hired hands. May I ask where you need this help?
They both look at you and they say, "Well, how do we know we can trust you?"
I out of interest, I'm gonna get up my bio because I've forgotten for a second. Where is it? Yes, the sigil that I have, which is the symbol of Dirilla, which is the goddess of nature. Is that well known? Is that a well-known sort of religion, god? Kind of.
It's known, but it's not really widely followed.
Okay. I'm still gonna.
Also, I want to let you know this. Just to give more description to the NPCs.
Yeah,
the halfling is a sort of blonde-haired, like blonde-haired, like down to here. Wearing a sort of silver and bluish kind of mix of armor. Light-skinned, and then the other one seems to be another a light skin, but she seems to be wearing some sort of heavy armor, indicating that she's sort of some kind of religion. And she you recognize the symbol that she is wearing as to be some representation of the god of revenge somewhere like on her armor through the sigils that you notice.
Okay, so in which case, yeah, I basically take out my sigil and kind of like, again, show it, but a bit on the sly, I'm doing it in a way that I would only want them to see it. You can trust me, because I've been on the same path as you before, revenge. And I'm here on, believe me, a path of restoration. Look, I'm going to keep this short, because I've not got much time. you need help, I can provide it. Where is this help? Is the help that you need going to take us out of this city quickly?
Meet us at the Drowning Fish later on.
I need a confirmation. Is this somewhere near the edge of town or outside of town?
This is inside town. It's a bar.
Then I'm sorry. Unless that it's protected, I can't help you.
We can meet on the outskirts if you wish.
Yes, meet us on the. Please tell me if this is meta. I'm just presuming that based on the map, we came from the west, so we're going to be going out the east. Is there gates on the east? Or
yeah, but it's not really security to get out. It's just you can just walk out basically. Yeah. I mean, like it's security coming in, not going out.
That's fine. So yeah, meet us outside. Meet us outside the most easterly gates. We're heading through now. If you have any way of helping us get there quicker, then that will be our payment. Sorry, as in if you can help me and my band get out here quicker through the east gates, then that will be our payment of whatever help you need.
So you're asking them for help on getting you out?
As in, I want them to help our group be able to get through without any issues. As in, without any more white cloaks showing up.
Okay, so they both look and kind of convene for a minute, and they're like, "Okay, we'll help you get out."
Okay, well look, I can't say much more, and we really need to catch up with the group right now. But you understand what I mean when I say the white coats?
Yes.
We need them to keep eyes away from us as much as possible until we get out of the gates.
The halfling kind of looks a bit. This better be a fucking good ass team to do this much effort. And then the human kind of says, "Just be patient. Yes, we'll help you."
Believe me, we're the best you can get around here. Now, please, we need to catch up with our group quickly. I was already behind.
The halfling, that's kind of lofty, but they kind of both walk towards. They both walk. They both walk towards you guys.
I like her.
Yeah. So with that, me and the other two, I'm guessing we go at a steady pace to catch up to the back of the group.
All right, cool. So, and then you guys kind of so now I wanted to restate it. So it's now Delilah, Elora, and her pig, Beatrix, Lyris, and then the two new members.
Yeah. So
the two new tag-alongs.
So are we now caught up with the group?
Yeah.
So as we kind of catch up with the group, I'm going to kind of turn around to these other two and say, like, I'm guessing if I gestured in front of me, it's pretty much all just orcs and goblins apart from our group, right? Like, if I gestured in front of me and said, "Here's our group," they understand. I don't have to be like, this one, this one, this one, this one. Like, if I gestured, they'd get it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I turn around to them and kind of gesture and go, This is the rest of the team that will help you. But like I said, get us out of that east gate as soon as possible without any issues. You go take the wider angles, and like I said, anyone with a white coat, you keep them away. And then after saying that, I don't even kind of wait for them to dodge me. I then take a bit of a faster pace, walk round, give a kind of a look to Delilah, as if to be like, "Yep, I'm back," and take the lead again.
Okay. So they're like, the halfling says, "Got it." And then the other woman who's like says, "Okay, got it." And so you guys keep walking, and I would say you guys have made it basically through about an hour through the city.
About a third of the way through.
About a third of the way through. Keep walking. You guys walk, and eventually, what kind of catches your attention is Elora. We're gonna keep your perception check from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was a 17 or 19.
Yeah, 17.
17. So you hear a familiar voice. We shall prevail. The Light Mother will give us strength to do so. We will make sure that we have enough strength and the will to win. I will assure this, my brothers and sisters. We shall do this. And Elora, as you hear this voice, you look and you see your father.
Fuck!
And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Oh, damn.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around. We love you guys so much. Happy holidays from everybody here at Dungeons and Chickens.
Yes, will this be airing on Christmas Day?
I think it will.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.
I hope you've all had a
Yeah,
fantastic time.
It will.
Happy holidays, everyone. We love you so much, and have a great Christmas and whatever other holiday you celebrate. Or if you don't, that's awesome. We love you guys. See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Bring on 2021.